Okay, John, so we have your InBody here. I'm going to explain kind of what all these numbers mean. So start at the top, we've got your total body water. Now this isn't a good or bad number. It's about 50 to 70% of your total mass, total weight. So it's different for every person, and it has a relationship to your muscle. So the more muscle you have, the more water you'll also carry. Now your dry lean mass is your organs, skeletal, and connective tissues. And your body fat is the remainder. Now all three of those together is what makes up your total weight. So this is really geared towards showing your composition versus your weight as a way to measure your progress and what's going on inside the body. Now down here we've got your skeletal muscle mass, and that is your lean muscle. That's your lean tissue, and that is very important. So if that number goes up, that's actually a good thing. So that's your muscle, that's your strength, your balance, and that's also your metabolism, because muscle is the only organ that burns calories. So that's going to work to our benefit, not only for general health and structure, but also for fat burning. Body fat mass is your pounds, total fat pounds in your body. BMI right here, body mass index, is very common and people have heard about it or have been judged by that, but we don't use that because it's a very outdated way to measure something. Body's health, you're a great example of that because you have a lot of lean mass. You are showing as a high BMI, so technically that would be considered obese, which we both could obviously see that you are not because your body fat percentage is very low. So we don't really look at that at all, so don't be too hard on yourself. Now body fat percentage here is just a percentage of pounds per total weight. So this next section is your lean mass, and it's going to break down your symmetry. And I really like to see this as a way to help as you're active, whether it's in your work or in your activity, as a way to reduce your risk for injury. Now, taking a peek at your left and right arm, I'd be willing to bet you're right-handed.
Actually, I'm left-handed, but I have a significant injury to my left side. It required surgery, and it caused some nerve damage in my left arm, and that's why my left arm is slightly less muscular than my right arm.
Okay. That makes sense. You know, if we've ever sustained an injury or something like that, and one side's had to kind of compensate, it makes sense why there's a discrepancy in your symmetry there. Now, it's really common for someone to be at least 1/10 of a pound stronger on one side. So as you know, and as I'm sure you've already rehabbed, that left arm has still a little bit of ways to go. And then also taking a peek at the bottom here, your leg symmetry is pretty close, about 1/5 of a pound stronger on the right leg. So focus for you in the gym would be those unilateral exercises, one side at a time, to bump up the strength of your left side in general. And that's really common, actually. Now, down below, we have percentages. Now, the percentage means instead of a symmetrical left to right, it's showing proportion top to bottom. So, and it's comparing you against other males of your age and height group, your demographic. And so basically anything above 100 is good, and you are well above 100 on both of those, especially upper body, so that is a great sign. Now down here, we kind of have a recap of what's going on. So you can see over time, you know, your weight might fluctuate. You might be more or less hydrated one day on your way in, so that number can kind of go up and down. What we do want to see is that your lean mass goes up, and your body fat for you, you're right in that healthy range, so it can stay the same or decrease. What we try not to see is that your muscle goes down and your fat goes up. Oftentimes that's linked to water, and that'll matter more later as you come in. So for a gentleman of your height and age, your demographic, it gives a suggestion of what to lose or gain, and in the fat category is 0. So in other words, you're already within that healthy ideal range. And in terms of lean mass, it's 0 because it'll never tell you to lose muscle. That'll probably always be 0. The goal here for a normal healthy person would be 0, 0. So you could tell your Facebook friends the NASA machine said you're perfect. Just teasing. So this is your basal metabolic rate. So this is how many calories you burn at rest. So if you did absolutely nothing and you're in bed all day, do nothing at all, your body still requires for your organ function, for your breathing, to upkeep your muscle mass, that many calories. So John, what are your goals? Are you looking to build muscle, lose fat, feel better, sleep better?
I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. In all honesty, I like to kind of experiment around to see if a guy can run around in single-digit body fat numbers and not be miserable and feel hungry and arduous. And I think that our meal planning here, frankly, does that with the higher protein, lower carbs, moderate fats. I'm going to try to get down into the mid-8s, 8 flat, and see if I can hold that and still feel good. That's the whole thing. I don't want to feel miserable just to hold a fat percentage 1 point lower. So.
Bingo. Yeah. quality of life too.
Right,
Yep,
right.
totally get it.
And I want a cookie every now and then too, so.
And cookies are all right sometimes. Protein cookies, though.
That's right.
Right, these ones over here. So your basal metabolic rate's important to look at as a way to change the dynamic of your foods coming in, knowing what your body needs to, at the very least, maintain the muscle as you're attacking that lower body fat percentage. So this is a way that we can look for males and females to adjust their needs in terms of meal plans coming in. And
Awesome.
that's the InBody. Do you have any questions?
Nope, thanks.
Mm-hmm.